Hi, welcome. So I wanted to hop on here today and talk a little bit about star children, about your child, your inner child, but your child and their sleep habits, sleep patterns. I want to talk a little bit about you being a master and this Aries season and dreams. Okay, so a couple of subjects here, but I will be talking about these continuously, and I would love for you to make any questions, comments, please below, so I can answer them in my YouTube, on Instagram Live, but especially here. So if you want to direct message me, you can through my Instagram, Melissa Virtue 8. You can also send me a message on my Facebook page or awakening@melissavirtue.com. Now, here we are. So happy Friday. Happy Freya's Day, Venus Day, the day of really expanding from our heart space. I mean, we do this every day, but really being in that feminine energy of movement, nourishment, of inner work. I think of this day as the inner work rising to merge with the outer work. So that masculine and feminine joining together. That's just my personal feeling of it, especially today. So let's begin with dreams. What dreams have you been having? What symbols have been in your dreams? Our dreams are shifting. They've been shifting for a while. As a collective, our dreams are changing. We are dreaming on a different level than we have ever before. And those of you very familiar with your dream time, very open to your dream time, you know that your dream is shifting. Your dreams are shifting. The symbols are shifting. The information coming in is shifting. It's becoming more profound, even with the mundane, right? Dreams that we're having. We're having more dreams of contact. And what do I mean by contact? Dreams of information that we're downloading, uploading, things that are coming in for us to share with the collective. Okay, so not just for personal benefit, but for the collective. And anything I feel that we personally help ourselves heal with helps the collective, helps everyone else that comes in contact with us. So think about the dreams that you've been having lately. I shared on Instagram Live a few days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. My days have been blending and dancing, weaving together. So about the Divine Masculine coming to me the last couple of weeks, sharing information that I need to share with the collective, with you, with people who feel called, right? Also, the Pleiadians, the Lyrans, Syrians, they've all been coming in, sharing some information, which I will share on my Instagram Live as well as here next week. So going back to our dreams for a moment, our children, okay? So our children are having all types of dreams right now. And the new wave of children that have been coming in since before 2016, there have been new waves coming in, just like the ocean waves, right? There's new waves of children coming in all the time, coming here to help raise the light, anchor the light, to wake us up, to teach us, to help us remember that we are truly masters, which I will talk about in a moment. But the children's sleep, I can definitely speak on that subject personally, that children might be having a lot of sleep issue right now. And not just right in this week or this month, but this last year, the last couple of years, or just the new children that have been coming in, the waves of children, don't sleep like we are used to sleeping. In fact, I'm not sleeping like I normally sleep. And I don't know about you, how your sleep has been, but when we are bringing in so much light, sometimes our sleep is less. We have less sleep. Not for everyone, but that can be a sign or a little nudge as to what's happening. Okay, so we have a lot of light coming in, and we're anchoring that, we're assimilating that, our light bodies and physical bodies being rewoven, reconfigured, shifted, and the frequency, we're raising a frequency. And so our sleep is very different. So is your child's. Now, if you have an older child that's not in the new wave of children, there are many reasons why they might be having sleep things. But these new wave of children, their sleep, it's between the worlds. That's the best way I can describe it right now. Between the worlds, and they are really bridging the awake time and the sleep time right now. They're having a lot of contact made. There are star beings making contact. There are other types of beings making contact with them. The angelic realm, they're seeing things at night. So when I was a little girl, I couldn't stand being in the dark. And okay, so we can say that, there might be past lifetimes of me being in the dark with trauma or whatever you might want to add to that. Yes, perhaps. But also, I was very sensitive. I could feel it was palpable around me, the beings around me. I saw things, I heard things physically with my ears, not just in my inner ear, but physically I heard things. And at night, I knew the veils were so thin. I didn't have the language to explain that or describe that to my parents, but it was something I knew, and I had a hard time articulating. So do your children have a hard time articulating for several reasons, because they think you already know this, because they think everybody knows this. It could be because they don't want to, depending on their age, they don't want people to think that they're strange. Or because they don't hear anybody talking about this, all right? But they are seeing and feeling and hearing things at night. So it's really important that we set up their rooms, one with rhythm, so they can expect the same thing to happen in the same order every night, right? So, when you put on your clothes, you have a rhythm to how you dress yourself. So think of your children's, or if you're a guardian, a grandparent, an auntie, an uncle, think about when you're with children, how you dress them for bed, figuratively speaking. The same thing needs to happen every night for them, and in the same rhythm, in the same manner. And you might feel it's rote, but it's not. It helps them know what to expect, because they're getting ready to go into that world of dreams. They're getting ready to be in that dark womb space. Now, in this dark womb space, they've come into this world and to this Earth star. It's loud, it's bright, it's stimulating, and they have a huge mission. Sometimes they remember that mission and sometimes they don't. I've heard children tell me recently that they come from Jupiter, they come from the sun, they come from, and they'll say the different places that they have arrived from. And then they'll tell me information about these places that we might think, like when I was little, it might be like, oh, that's a great imagination, Melissa. You have a great imagination. It's not imagination. I mean, imagination is the expansion of knowing. When we imagine or make believe, as I've talked about before, we're making believe. We are creating our belief. We are creating and manifesting what we focus on, what we believe in. So children's imaginations are powerful tools of creation. It's connected to their womb space, if you will, because they've just come from the womb, and until about 7 years old, they're still in that dreamy space of embodying their soul. Okay, so this is, and children beyond that, okay, there are things going on with them as well, but this is really important to set up their nighttime space, because it's a place where they're getting ready to go into this dark place where they can see the veils are thin, they know it, they might not be able to articulate it, but so many things can come forward. And the brighter our lights are, the more contact we have from other beings. And this means passed over people. Maybe it's not family and they're strangers that are passed over. This could be different types of star beings that we're unfamiliar with. This could be aspects of past life, people crossing timelines to come and connect with these children and their higher selves. I mean, it's so many possibilities, and I have seen so many variations of this, okay, and experienced it myself. So please, if you have questions, you can email me, awakening@melissavirtue.com. I am happy to talk about it here and answer your questions. Please comment below, because I would really love to help with this. I'm having a lot of people ask me this information, and it's time. It's time for me to talk about this and to step forward even more so in the dream world and for children, okay, for the nourishment and protection of children. So there are a lot of things that we can do to help children feel nourished, protected, and safe, especially entering their bedroom and clearing the energy. There are a lot of rhythms, routines, rituals that we can do, that they can do to help empower them, because that's what we want to do, is empower the child. And perhaps you're feeling this way in your own room. So these aren't just for children, but for your inner child, for yourself. I personally have never liked a darkened room until I became, until maybe about 10 years ago. Because it took me a long time to stand in my power with the beings that I was seeing, with the visitations I was having, with being afraid of what was happening. And I have been through a lot of different scenarios, different experiences. So again, I'm happy to help you with this. Going back to setting up the child's room and helping them feel safe. So it's about empowering them. We talk to them about angels, we talk to them about angelic beings protecting them, and about their guardian angels. That is important, absolutely. But empowering the child to understand that their heart light is the most protective light that they can surround themselves and cocoon themselves with, I personally feel and have experienced and experimented with, that is the most powerful tool, okay? To telling stories and incorporating that into a story for children, because when we just tell them things or share things with them, that's great. That goes in on one way, but to incorporate it into a story, that's where they really open up their soul and they intake, okay? Or we show them as an example, and we set in ceremony, or we set in ritual, we set in meditation, and the child sees that. And we set up the space by saying, I'm going to shine my heart light in here to fill this room with the frequency of love. Only those that hold and vibrate to the frequency of love are invited in this room. No one else or nothing else may enter. When a child sees you performing this prayer, this command, or this command, this standing in your power, this setting the space, they also intake that. They understand it on such a different level than we do. And they perceive things so differently than we do, especially the new children, right? So that's what I want to introduce today. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your experiences and hear from you. Now I'm going to move into you being the best master. And this is what children are teaching us as well. You are your best guide, your best master. Going back to those angelic beings, they are powerful. They are here to support, encourage, help us. They are also here to help us remember that we can protect ourselves with our heart light, that your intuition, your connection is the strongest connection that you can have. So you can ask others for guidance. You can ask others to tune into your angels and their angels, or star beings, and give you guidance. And that's fantastic. That will confirm what you already know. Okay? But you listening to your heart, to your guidance, to your beings and teams of light that surround you, Now that is powerful. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that we all don't need to, have confirmation, right? Absolutely. But you listening to your intuition, you tuning in and listening to your guides and teams of light is really what you need to trust the most, okay? And if anyone ever tells you, because I've seen this crop up the last couple of days, and I feel really guided to say this, if anyone ever says, this is the only way, or this is the truth, likely it's not, and that's my opinion. You can always take what resonates, leave the rest, trust what you feel is right for you, what you feel vibrates to your heart rhythm, to your frequency. And the more we step into that, the more we trust it, the more we raise it, the more we open to our authentic voice, our creative self, our true, beginning to embody our true beings and open to the masters that we truly are, the ones that we've been waiting for. So in one way, lovely radiant being, for you to really tune in and to listen is to get yourself into that state of beingness. For me, it's movement. And I know I've said this before, dancing and running. While running's fun, it doesn't articulate for me as much as I need to, because I help move my emotions, help move my anything that I'm feeling to the surface, up and out. I help alchemize it. I help shift my energy when I move. Okay, so find if it's movement for you. If it's walking, running, yoga, perhaps it's a variety of things, a myriad of things. Dancing. And there used to be sacred dancing in the temples. In the sacred temples, the priestesses would dance to connect with, to find that holy place of dwelling, that Shekinah, right? Within, and rising the Shakti, rising the Kundalini, the union of the divine masculine feminine, to connect with source and bring forward the information, not only for self, but for the collective, for the community, for the benefit of all. So when we move and when we dance, and we are all dancers, we're all dancers of the divine. I think Martha Graham called it the acrobats of God. Well, I know she did. So we are all that. And we align ourselves when we begin to move, right? We align our energies. But you taking time for introspection, to be in nature, to move, to listen, and truly listen to your heart, to your teams of light, to your highest self. Okay, so please take time to do that. Now, the last thing I said that I wanted to talk about was the Aries season. So just a little quick thing about the Aries season. I'll draw a few cards and then I'll hop off of here. Because I'm going to go out in nature. I need to be out in nature. This is the time. Aries is powerful. Aries is fire. Fire transmutes. It purifies. It cleanses. It burns off and alchemizes the old. So this season is asking us to lift our divine flame, to turn that up, to open up, and to speak truth with it, to that heart inner flame, to allow it to rise in creative expression. Decide what we want to embody, how we want to embody ourselves, how we want to create, what we want to create, and expanding on that. Jupiter and Aries will be dancing very soon. And so this is about the expansion. So I encourage you to find where Aries is in your chart. And if you don't know anything about that, you can just quick type in those things and see what comes up, or ask someone that knows. But, Aries is really about this divine masculine that helps us stand in our courage in our leadership, leading ourselves, being our own guide, right? facing our fears with courage, right? So fire is also very creative. And it's, as I've said before, it's the element of the South, which is that old wise king, the old wise sage, and that masculine. And the wand would be the magical tool for it, the wand. So if you have a selenite wand, if you have a beautiful willow wand or an apple tree wand, or use a feather as a wand, whatever, create a wand for yourself. Find that inner child and use that wand in a magical expression. It's an extension of you, right? And wands are very powerful, but you can hold that to connect with your inner masculine in the Aries season and say, yes, I am ready. I'm ready to create. I am ready to face my fears. I'm ready to step out and embody what I truly desire, how I choose to embody myself, and what timeline I'm choosing to create, what I'm choosing to create in my life. And that's the whole invitation to this season. So enjoy your weekend. Again, I'd love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your questions, your dreams, how your children are doing. Sleep can be very elusive for children right now, especially the ones who are very tuned into energies in your house, the environment. You may need to clean out. If you have clutter everywhere, clean that out. Maybe you need to rearrange the child's room and ask for their help in rearranging it so they can feel the energy is renewed, because there could be stale, stuck energy. The colors in their room matter. Also, asking them questions so you can understand what they may be seeing at night, how they're feeling. Tune into their highest self. Ask their highest self what they need. Children's bodies are changing right now too. Their light bodies, their physical bodies, and that can keep them up at night, as well as I said earlier about the contact and the things that they see. And that's the last thing they're reminding me. So children can see energy very well, colors, vibration, but they can see the atoms, if you will. And they can see the light moving and the little tiny, in the dark when you see all the light configuring and weaving around. Children can see that. And so just know they can see, feel, hear, understand on such deep levels. But they're not adults, okay? And we are their guardians, so it's up to us to help guide, protect, and nourish them, right? So think about how to help them with sleep. That can keep them up, though, is their minds moving and connecting with all of this energy, contact, wanting to connect them. The brighter the lights, the more contact that they have from all kinds of realms, even the Fae. Okay, so here we have, your heart light glows bright, keeping you safe all night. And isn't that what we talked about? Oh, I love it. So this is from the Nighttime Dreamtime children's affirmation cards that Noelle Swanson and I have created, and they're 45 children's bedtime affirmations, and they can be used so many different ways. But that is the card for you, your inner child, and your children. Remembering that heart light, the heart light that really protects us, the heart light that shines, that helps guide us day and night, that expands and shines for everyone. Okay, so many blessings to you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.